The third installment of the Tron film franchise is headlined by Jared Leto in the role of Ares. Since news of the project first broke, Leto's involvement has been a consistent point of concern among many fans who remain skeptical of the actor. For some, his casting has even been a deal breaker. That said, based on what we currently know about his character, I think there's some reason to be optimistic about his role and performance. At D23, Leto revealed that he plays Ares, the master control program of the Dillinger Grid, and he's looking for a way to make the real world his own permanently. I guess that's what he's searching for, as we saw in this first trailer, that he's looking for something that he doesn't understand, and its permanence in a way, possibly in the real world to exist. And then this new footage that was previewed, he said that he is hell-bent on fulfilling his mission. In the footage, he didn't come across as very antagonistic, but from what it sounds like, from what Jared Leto already said about the character, I mean, that does sound that he wants to take over everything, that he's looking to make the real world his own permanently. That does invoke some sinisterness to his mission. Leto's character Ares was seen clad in red, entering the real world, marveling at the rain. And he narrated, "There is something at work inside my soul I do not understand." So he definitely seems to be going through some existential crisis. And again, I'm not sure if this is even footage that they're going to use, if this was just early footage or spare footage. So now it seems that he's searching for something I do not understand. So that was in the official trailer. So there's some differences there. And he also said, "I came to find something important, permanence." So that was in that original D23 footage, so that's some added context there. Steven Lisberger directed the original Tron film. He is involved in this film. I think the fact that Steven Lisberger is involved may mean that there's something that was established in that original film that they needed him to consult on. And I think it all comes down to the master control program. I think that's the natural progression for the story because they paved the way for that originally in the first film. The master control program was making moves. It got way out of hand. It went from a chess playing program and continued to acquire new information, to grow in intelligence, and kept appropriating other programs from other systems and just became super intelligent and was starting to invade and hack into other systems like the Pentagon and the Kremlin. He asked Dillinger for a Chinese language file. Like, he was making moves that have real world effects, huge effects on our world. Military and the government, the master control program was already a huge threat. They just didn't even know how much of a threat it was. But if it's still in there, as was teased in a deleted scene from Tron Legacy, we see Edward Dillinger Jr. messaging. I think that was just what they were going to do for the next entry, that the master control program is going to have something to do with how technology has continued to advance. It really has so much potential. And I think even more so with how they've decided to continue the story. Originally, we saw how much of an impact the MCP was having on these other systems. It could have gotten extremely out of hand if Tron and them hadn't stopped him. So now it's just become a much more real threat. Obviously, the threat will be there that if he can hack into all these critical systems, it could wreak absolute havoc. Not to mention, just invading the real world altogether, but getting into other systems could have catastrophic outcomes for the real world because we rely on technology and computers and AI for so much and so many critical things. That's just scary to think about itself. There's so many storytelling opportunities that the MCP could bring. Maybe Ares is the root code of that original MCP, just evolved from that. Something happened to put him on a path likely to change, have the MCP return, Tron's grand return, and this could be one of the most epic film trilogies of all time. It has that potential. And I think it would just connect all of those different entries together so seamlessly. I don't like Jared Leto at all, but I'll still watch this. I don't know why he keeps getting cast in big projects. At first, I of course am nervous just because it's not necessarily the issue with him. It's just, well, he tends to choose roles maybe from IPs that he particularly likes. But it's not like he's writing all of these films that he's in. I think it's just been a series of unfortunate role choices for him. Unfortunately, it's kind of put a stain on his involvement in any new project. I'll wait and see. If there's going to be a problem with Jared Leto's story and performance, I mean, ultimately that's on the writers and directors. He's just an actor. He's just doing his job. And if they don't know how to handle his character or what to do with it, ultimately that's on their part to get that desired performance. You know what? Jared Leto has been a huge fan of Tron this whole time. He's really tried to get this going because he loves it so much. So I admire him for that in the time that Disney just kind of keeps neglecting this IP, he's been trying to spearhead the development of this film. He's just been a huge proponent for getting this third Tron film onto the screen. At least someone was. We can debate about Jared Leto for sure. Ultimately, it's on the writers and directors. Jared Leto is not bad, just gets bad parts. My problem is he looks like Morbius and everything lately. Yeah, that is true. He's definitely had just a very odd career. He has potential. Clearly, he can act. He is kind of odd. I don't think that helps his image either in the real world or whatever. When he's not acting, he also has this reputation for being odd. He's big into method acting, right? Which creeps a lot of people out. We were hearing all these stories from his time with the Joker that was very weird and off-putting. I think a lot of people are biased towards him because of his personal life. I'm not up on celebrity news. He's like cilantro. You either like it or you don't. I mean, he's going to have a significant role in it, so a lot of pressure is on Jared Leto. And he hasn't said anything weird or anything as far as like bashing Tron or its fans. He's always just been really excited about being a part of it. So at least there's that. Disney doesn't have the best track record when it comes to their beloved IPs, but I think Tron, they've actually kind of neglected it. Maybe it's been a good thing that they've let it sit for a bit. I mean, we all just want this world and its beloved characters to be treated with respect and to have the story mean something and not have it just be content for content's sake, like they handle so many of their other properties. Just treat it as a factory of content with no real thought as to the story, whether or not it's going to be a meaningful entry that will stand the test of time. That's what I'm hoping for. If you do this right, this will stand the test of time. It will be an amazing, cohesive film trilogy. It has that potential. If you do it well, I hope that means that you'll pick up Tron Uprising, expand the franchise in that way, because that has a lot of potential too. Take a break from the Star Wars animation and give Tron some love. That's all I'm saying. Tron Legacy was a great entry, and honestly, I feel like a lot of new installments in these other IPs could learn a thing or two from how they did it, how they treated the legacy characters, treated the IP, and also paved the way and introduced new characters that we become attached to. So that was the way to do it. They did it way back then. Unfortunately, there's just so many actors today that just feel that it's okay to bash the fans and bash the IP that people love. Again, I think it's nice that he's been such a proponent of it, and everything that I hear him say about it, he's definitely a fan of Tron. Some people like pineapple on pizza, some people don't. Divisiveness, here it comes. I like pineapple on pizza. I'm perfectly prepared for the hate. This is a good metaphor for Jared Leto's involvement. He's pineapple on pizza, and you either love it or you hate it. But I'm curious to know how you feel about Jared Leto as the leading man of TRON ARES. Based on what we know about the character, are you optimistic about his performance, or do you still have reservations? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more sci-fi and fantasy news, theories, and lore. And if you're looking for other ways to support the channel, you can leave a super thanks or join as a YouTube member for early access to new videos and other perks. You can also check out my Patreon page for exclusive content. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.